this is the final, probably the final vlog for today. I do about 3 in succession because then I know I have vlogs to go out. And I don't forget to do them then. So if you see me wearing the same top with the same hairstyle, it's not because I don't wash or whatever. Too much information. I should do that tag. It's just because I do them one after the other, about 3, so that I know I have them and that I can put them up. And then, because some days I can do them, some days I can't with my children and stuff. So anyway, today is a book haul. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's a book haul. I love book hauls, and I think you being bookies like them too. Bibliophiles alike. Using that word a lot recently. It's an awesome word. Okay, so yeah, I have a lot of books. That is itchy. I have a lot of books to show you in the past couple of days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 23 books! That is a lot of books in a couple of days. This is only a couple of days worth. Scary. My partner goes crazy. I think he's getting used to it now though. He has no choice. It's my passion, one of them. So yeah, I have a lot of books, 23 books. And I hope you like every single one of them, just like me. I hope I pick well. For me, I pick well. I hope I pick well for you as well. So, the first one is Sweetly by Jackson Pierce. It's the second book in the series, I believe. The first one is Sisters Red, I want to say. Sisters Red. That's the first one. Because I had a look on Goodreads. Because I have to. Because they don't ever hardly say it on the book. So I just grab them, when I like the look of them. And then if there's any more coming before or after, I grab them. Or I just buy them on eBay or Amazon. Or anywhere else I find them. So Sweetly, it's a retelling, which I'm getting a lot of these now actually. It's a this one is a retelling of like Hansel and Gretel retelling, but they're not called Hansel and Gretel, and there was 3 of them. It was just a dare between 3 siblings, a deadly game that only 2 survived. It's a bit longer than that, but you don't want me to relay it. You can read it if you need to yourself. But they're called Hansel. Hansel. It's exactly the same name. They're called Ansel and Gretchen. So this book smells good. This book smells good, and it looks good, and it feels good. And it's going to be one I will be reading as soon as I pick up the first one. I love feeling books. Soft on my skin. It's getting weird. The next one I'm going to show you is Lullaby by Amanda Hocking. This also is book 2. Again, I just buy them when I find them because they're cheap where I get them. So the first one is Wake. It's about, I think, it's about mermaids, things like that. I'm not 100% because it's just things I've heard about them. I've not actually stopped to read the back. So, but the first thing that draws me in is the cover or the writer. I have read her other books, Switched, Torn and Ascend, is it? And they were fab. They were absolutely fantastic. Grab them and read them. They are really good. So that's why I got this. Yeah. So again, when I get the first book to this, I shall also be reading this one. The next one is, you're going to have to forgive the name pronunciation, is Reaver by Larissa Ione, possibly. If it's any different, please let me know. This one is, probably the 5th, I think, when I looked at it on Goodreads, the 5th book. But I've seen this writer a lot, and I wanted to get a book of hers to read it. because I've never read one of her books, and this looks like the type of book I would really, really enjoy. It's about angels, so that's nice. I do like angels, vampires, werewolves, very supernatural person. So this one looks good enough to eat, but I won't. The next one is Spyglass by Maria V. Snyder. I'm never sure how to say her name either. It's it says book 6, but it's strange because I looked it up and there it is the 6th book, but it's also book 3 of a set of novels, which I'm not sure what they're called, but I have see, that's why it's difficult. I have books 2 and 3 of what's classed as this series. That's why this is book 6 up in my shelf, which I showed you on my bookshelf tour. So I have to get a few more of these. There is, it tells you in the back, there's Storm Glass, there's Sea Glass, Poison Study, Magic Study, Fire Study. I think those are the first 3, these studies. The first 3 are Poison Study, Magic Study and Fire Study, and then you've got the other ones, which is Sea Glass, Storm Glass, and then Spyglass. I think there's a 7th, I'm not 100%. The covers are a different colour than the ones I have, but they're the same sort of design on the front. So they are, I think, connected in some way, but I'm not sure exactly what. I've not read the back of this one. I did read the back of the other ones, but I cannot remember them. So if you want any more information, let me know, or have a look on Goodreads. But again, I looked and it was quite confusing to understand it. Anyway, the next one is Deception by C.J. Redwine. This is book 2 also. So I'll be getting book 1, which is Defiance, which is that one. Tiny, tiny picture. Yeah, this one is Rachel and Logan. It's 2 people called Rachel and Logan, and they have to decide on a life between a life on the run and standing their ground to fight. I'm not sure whether it's supernatural or whether it's a dystopian novel again. I do read the backs of all of these, but I forget. So if you want more information on any of these books I'm showing you, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, you can go on Goodreads to find out yourself. But again, another one that looks really cute on the cover. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. Then I have 2 in a series. One I found one day, the next day I went out and I found number 2. So I was very, very happy. It is The Vincent Boys and The Vincent Brothers, both by Abby Glines. Book 1 and book 2. And then there is a 3rd book, which is, I'm not sure what it's called. So I've heard she's very good as well. This is a new adult selection. She writes new adult. So it is, however, sexually graphic. So if you have it, make sure you are allowed to read it or you're over 18. Yeah, she meets a boy, and I think she meets his brother, and things start happening, or she meets his friend, something like that. But I think it's his brother. That might be his cousin. I'm not sure, but she meets him, and then she meets someone of relative or friend, and things happen that shouldn't happen. Again, sounds like a fantastic read, and I can't wait to get into it. The next book, I need to get through these a bit quicker because time is going on, is Izmir Escape by Mike Wilkes. I saw this one in the bargain bucket of the shop I went to for 59p. 59p, people! There is nothing wrong with it. I don't know if you can see. There, look, nothing wrong with it. So, I thought, yeah. It's about he can move through canvas and do stuff in a secret world. I'm not sure, like I said, it's a really big book as well. I read this synopsis. It's about over 500 pages long. I think it's in a series. This is book 1, I'm sure. Yeah. So, I mean, if you know any more, if you've read it, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think of it. The next one is Bloodline by Kate Carey. And this one is a sequel to Bram Stoker. Now, I don't think it's written by the same person. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think so. But Bloodline, it's a sequel to Bram Stoker's Dracula, the book. So it's about Harker, which, if I'm correct, was the person that was his helper or worked for him. So that one looks really good as well. That was only £1 and it's a brand new book. And I love book bargains. Oh, it's better than Christmas. The next one is Playing with Finer. Playing with Fire by Gina Showalter. This is book 1. Tales of an Extraordinary Girl. This is a supernatural book. It's an adult book. Blah, blah, blah. She gets her mocha spiked. And then she can control the elements. Earth, wind, fire, and water. And lots of stuff happen. And this is my dog. Get back, doggy. He wants to be famous when he grows up. He told me that. Go and lie down. The next one, everybody, or a lot of people should know because it's a rather famous book, is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohen and David Levithan. I've heard a lot about this and it sounds really, really cool and cute. And I saw it. I was going to order it for a long time and I'd never got round to it. And then I saw it when I was out shopping for books and I grabbed that book. So, yeah, if you don't know what it's about, she puts a list of dares in a book, a red book, and she said, if you don't want to do it, put it down for someone else. If you do, let's go for it. And I think they fall in love with each other doing the dares. And then, is it going to be the same when they meet? Something like that. So this one looks good too. The next one, Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. This one is book 1 in a series, I think, as well. She was a good girl and she was popular, and then something happens and she goes downhill and her family doesn't want to know her, I think, and her friends don't want to know her, and then she meets this boy called Noah and he's dangerous, no one likes him, but he's good for her. So the next one is Dare to You, which is on the back there. So that one also sounds really good. The next one is The Accident by C.L. Taylor. There, it's about, this one's a thriller, mystery type thing. Her daughter deliberately steps in front of a bus and ends up in a coma. And the mother has to retrace the steps and find out why she did it. There are twists and turns in it and it looks very good. I had it for £2. That's good in England, £2 for a book. The next one is Remember Me by Christopher Pike, Volume 1. So there's like 2 books in this called Remember Me and The Return Part 1. And then, of course, you've got The Return, you've got Volume 2, which has, I think it's Remember Me Part 2 and then another one, but I can't read it because it's too small. She falls off a balcony and dies, and everybody thinks she's committed suicide. And she's trying to get in contact via Ouija board and things like that with all her friends, and someone else is there trying to help, trying to get in contact instead of her. They're trying to mess up her ghost life or, her afterlife, and she gets really scared and it stalks her and things like that. So that one's really good too. The next one, everyone again, most people should know, is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I love this cover. It's better than the other one, and I wanted to get it in this cover. And all the covers are in this, I don't know if you can see there, are absolutely beautiful. They're just so springy and summery and lovely. So you just want to be there. You want to be that person there. Now, you should all know what this is about. I'm not 100%, but it says, what if love was a disease? So I need to read this because everybody else has read it, and if there's a film or anything that's going to come out, I want to read this before I actually see the film. So I need to get this one on my TBR ASAP and read it. And be where you guys are, knowing what's happened, probably in all 3 books. But I do have to get the other 2. The next one is Sarah Pinborough, Mayhem. This is book 2. The first one is Murder, and it's about Jack the Ripper. And the cover dragged me in, but I bet the book is just going to be as awesome. So, oh my goodness, I am really looking forward to reading this one. And like I said, I love the cover. I love the cover, sort of 1800s, well, 1886 actually. And it just looks fabulous and brilliant and amazing. The next one, again by the writer I haven't read yet but I want to, which is Larissa Ione, is Bound by Night. This is a vampire book, and this is the first one, so I can get on and read this one, and hopefully it's going to be great. So yeah, the next one I think is Rogue Rider. It might just be the next in another series, because they've also got Reaver on the back, and of course Reaver is a completely different series. So I love the feel of books, they're so pretty. The next one, well, I'm going to do this one and this one together, because I got this one, which is The Last Vampire by Christopher Pike. And then I saw this one, which is called Thirst, number 3, The Eternal Dawn by Christopher Pike. And I thought, oh, I wonder if those 2 are in a series together or anything. I looked them up on Goodreads, and they're the same book. They're the same book! So I was really unhappy that I bought the same book. So if I get enough subscribers, I have a few doubled up books that are brand new, and I will give it as a giveaway if I get enough subscribers. And like I said, the other couple of books. But I will show you that if and when the time comes. But yeah, this one's about vampires. I've heard a lot about it. It's meant to be sort of how a proper vampire would be, deadly. Because obviously a lot of vampires now, they've friended them up, which I like. I like the thought of having a vampire boyfriend. I think it's great. And if there are any vampires that are available out there, please come and contact me, because that would be awesome, and I could write a book about it as well. That would be great. The next book is The Gates by John Connolly, and this one is, I think this one is a YA children's book, but the cover, every time I've seen it, I've thought, shall I get it? And I did. And it's about a boy called Samuel. He has a dad, he has a dog called Boswell. He's the only one that understands him. And the gates of hell open. It says, the gates of hell are about to open, mind the gap. So the gates of hell open, and he has to try and close them. I think this is I think this is in a series. If it is, it's book 1. If it's not, it's obviously a standalone. Either way, I can read it straight away. I did have a look again, but I just can't remember because I have so many books. The next one, I only have a few more left now. The next one is Ink Exchange by Melissa Marr. This one is book 2 in a series. I found that out, so I have now ordered book 1 in hardback also. This was only £2, a pound, and there is nothing wrong with it. It's an awesome hardback, and it sounds really good. It's about fairies. She gets a mark, she gets a tattoo, picks a tattoo, and unbeknownst to her, it is connected to a fairy, a male fairy, and everything ensues. Sounds good. This one I didn't buy. I got it off my mother. I'm borrowing it, so I have to be careful. It's Angelology, and it is story about angels and Nephilim and things like that, I think. I haven't read it all through, but it's a massive, massive, massive book. It's almost 500 pages, so that looks good. I like the angel theme going on nowadays. And the final book, I hear you sigh, thank goodness, is The Red House by Mark Haddon. It's a thriller, and I love this cover. I don't know why. It's meant to be like a plate, and there's also, like, this is not damage to the book. This is meant to be like a broken plate. And he has to go back. I think his mother dies, and he has to go back with his family because they've been left the house. And it's a thriller, and people die. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, that's it. It's almost 20 minutes. You need to go to the toilet or have a drink or something. And please like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.